Greetings, Virgo. Welcome to your Pisces season reading. It's your season of relationships. You're cute, you're romantic, and you're pretty balanced. Even when you think you're just like waiting for things to really do that Aquarius thing that it's been doing where like you work hard as hell, but then like things fall apart, right? Like that's how things were for like the past month. Like you work really hard and then there's just like this like very ugly moment. That's done with. It's not happening. The moon is in Aquarius right now, and there could have been lots of ugly moments. But really, there's just the Knight of Cups. There's just this love for you. But it's coming from this love that you are offering to everyone, that you are continuously over and over able to tune into. Why? Because you're giving it to yourself. You're pouring into yourself, and that pouring into self is making you a magnet for lots of affections, even if they seem minor, right? Like it's not like these loud and obvious moments of, I love you, even though you may be getting that as well. It's especially the Two of Cups with people where you've been in contact with, you've been working with these people, you've been connected to these people probably for a long time, on and off. But there was a break in the connection, and the Two of Cups brings these connections back to you in a very solid way. And there's a part of you that really wants to keep it, let's just say, like platonic, right? There's, but that feels like fear. I think that all of this energy in Aries coming in and getting ready to go retrograde, all in your 8th house, you've got some deep fears. You have been hurt. You have some insecurities. You have some obsessions, and you may even have some bad habits that, all of this kind of coming together to create this version of you that wants to hide from the opportunities, the work opportunities, the love opportunities. I am so sorry. I keep dropping all these cards. Wow. The King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. You want to hide in your feelings because you have a lot of feelings about things that have happened, and you don't necessarily want to talk about those feelings. But your 8th house is very delicate. And I think you're valid for wanting to be very delicate with all of the opportunities that you're being presented with. Again, love, professional life, all of it. It's okay to want to be delicate. And that is the right move. But there is this flow, this pace, very consistent pace of emotion that you have. And it's meant to be expressed. There is this vulnerability that I think you've been holding in because it just hasn't been appreciated. And now that we've got all of this energy in Pisces, but also we've got this energy in Aries, it's needed. People are really feeling the pull of this Aries energy to run and then stop and then run and then stop, and they're getting exhausted. It's like, it's like sprinting. You do the sprint and then you're tired as hell. But what you're bringing is this energy that I would say it comes easy to you, but health wise, there's real exhaustion there, to your health, right? And that is important to look at. But in terms of the productivity needed during this time, the very quick productivity needed during this time, This is your wheelhouse. This is your thing. Right? So everyone really kind of needs to know, like, how do you stay productive when you're tired of shit? And you're like, well, this is how you do it. You build and you focus on building. Okay, you need a second to breathe. Okay, take a second to breathe. Okay, then let's get back up to the starting line and let's go. Yeah, and you become a really valuable resource and asset in the lives of everyone right now because of that part of your personality. But these retrogrades, they want you to be delicate, right? Venus will go retrograde on March 1st, Mercury will go retrograde on March 15th, all in your 8th house in Aries. There's a lot of investigation needed, a lot of strategy, a lot of background work needed, all things that you're great at doing. But as I just talked about in the astrology news, don't think that the way that you're thinking about it is it. You need to go back, go back, go back. Whatever you think you're seeing on the surface, that's common sense, simple, this is the way it should go. Okay, I'm happy you have that as a starting point. Now go to the next level of, think about the person who's going to question what you are putting forth. You know who that person is. Think about what they're going to say to question it, to shut it down, to say this won't work. Think about that behind the scenes as you're planning this thing. Think about, as you're so good at doing, the worst case scenario and plan for that. Think about why it wouldn't work and outline that clearly, right? Show whoever it is on the other side of what you're trying to build professionally, maybe even romantically, but this is finances, right? So whoever it is that you have to kind of put forth this strategy to, you need to remember that these retrogrades are forcing us to really dig deep and be ready for the battle of it. Okay, so if this is in terms of finances, you need to be ready to dig deep in these conversations, because you can have these things, but if you think that you can just, you know, create it and then keep it moving like you like to do, that's not the energy, especially when these retrogrades hit. You've got to go deep. You've got to go into the deep details. You've got to ask so many questions to yourself, to everyone involved. And I think you'll enjoy it, but I think that you shouldn't underestimate the amount of work and the amount of depth required to really drive these things through. If you can get in that mindset now, I'm not going to say it's going to be fun, but you will be prepared, right? Um, Also, in terms of your health, it also can feel like, why is this new opening happening with these new health issues, as if I don't have enough already? Um, you need to find a way to address these health issues within the dynamic that you have. And I know things are moving so fast and it's so busy, but maybe you felt before like you weren't valuable enough to make space for yourself in these ways, to take care of yourself in the way that you really need to, because you're just too busy. You've got all of these things, you've got all these people. All of that changes now. All of this energy in Pisces. Number one, everyone's too tired to keep up with whatever you have going on. They don't have the energy. They don't have the energy. And on top of that, they don't have the time, right? So if you have people who have been, clocking your time and your moves, and how people like to do, they say that you're the one who's obsessed with details, but really it's people who are obsessed with the details of your life, right? That energy, people don't have the energy to keep up with you right now. So that's one. But also, this Queen of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands is, your worth has doubled, tripled in some cases, and that affords you a wealthier experience in how you navigate your time, whether this is in a romantic situation, a professional situation, your life as a whole, whatever it is. It's time to make space for yourself. It's time to carve out space for yourself, especially in terms of your health. This could also be experiences that you really want to go have, and you really want to free yourself from some of the boundaries that you feel like you have right now, physical boundaries that you have right now. And this is a great time to start to, push back up against all of those current dynamics. How do you make space for yourself? I think before, you were just hoping everyone was looking the other way, but now genuinely, um, everyone just knows you deserve it. You deserve to call the shots in whatever aspect you're starting to feel like you would like to. And as you get into that mindset, all of the shots here that need to be called become very obvious to you. Just don't keep yourself in a dynamic because you got comfortable with it, or that's just how things have been. That is one downside of this eighth house energy, that um you have an emotional attachment and an obsession to certain things. So it might keep you in a state that really wants to shed. And these retrogrades really want to help you shed. And it's going to feel, a little murky, because it's like, why can't things just feel clean and clean and new? But this is really a purging of what has been, because your wealth and your worth has again doubled, and you need to carve out an experience for yourself physically, but especially health wise, as we're talking about here. You need to carve that out for yourself. Right, so that could mean looking at the way that you're having, how your week goes. Look at your week as a whole and what needs to happen within that week. Coordinate it. Purge the aspects of whatever you're doing right now that just actually don't really fit anymore. There's a lot. There's a lot. And this retrograde it's gonna make things messy, because it's gonna show you how much you're doing that it's like, why am I doing this? It's so much, but it's so great. Okay, let's wrap up with love. It is your season of relationships. Some of you guys are getting engaged. Some of you guys are getting, well, almost dropped so many cards, getting in, some very, very serious commitments here. Very, very serious commitments here. We have the Judgment card and the Wheel of Fortune. I think the best thing about what's happening now in your love life is that you're finally seeing the abundance of it, right? Not just financial abundance, but the financial abundance is there too. But the sweetest part of the season and what this does for your love life is that you're finally seeing the abundance that exists within your romantic situation. You're seeing it, and it's also starting to come out of your mouth. You're happy about your relationship. You guys are happy together. And with that happiness and satisfaction, every word that you speak is it's Judgment and the Wheel of Fortune. This abundance is building on itself with every word that you speak. And absolutely, you should use Pisces season to shift your dynamic from whatever aspects of that, just as we were talking about in terms of health, in terms of your time and work. Same thing for your love life. It's time to purge. And that could make you feel a little, like, wow, I can't believe things are changing. And, there are certain parts of it that you don't want to let go of. You've got that, like I said, obsessive energy. But the changes that are coming are it's just time. It's just time. It's really time to speak these commitments into existence. Speak this next level of your relationship and your relationship life into existence. And it's like everyone who talks to you is just giving you more and more to better this relationship. And it's just like, wow, like things were so hard for so long. And now it just feels so good. And that's exactly why you should just soak in the fact that things feel so good, because it's so easy to forget that things really sucked in certain ways, and that um, you thought it would never change. You thought it would be like that forever. And it's just not. It's beautiful. And you deserve every bit of it. And you should enjoy this period of your life. Just be really aware of the financial commitments that you make together as a couple, especially as these retrogrades hit. Same thing. Any financial commitments you're getting ready to make as a couple, any physical commitments you're getting ready to make as a couple, get it, go do that digging, get into the depth of that thing before you make any commitment, and do not rush any commitment during these retrogrades. Really, really, really take your time. You want to feel so sure within yourself that the next move that you're getting ready to commit to is the right move. And anyone who tries to rush you into any of those decisions is trying to scam you. So um, take your time. If you need to make a decision in a certain week because someone wants you to, take another week just so you can think on it a little bit more and make sure that you feel good about it before you commit, because it's really easy to commit to something financially or physically, house or car or some sort of purchase that is actually not as beneficial for you long term as you think that it is. So take your sweet time in making all of these decisions, and be playful about it. Be playful about it. Like, no, I've got all these options. You have all these options. It's going to make people hate you. Who cares? This isn't about people. This is about you and your life, your partner, your family, and that's it. It's not about anybody else. Don't let anybody bamboozle you into thinking that. This is about you. It needs to feel like when you make that commitment, all of the doors are going to open up. If it doesn't feel that way, shut that fucking door. Love you so much, Virgo. I'll see you in Aries season. Uh, in the meantime, you can schedule private and birth chart readings with me through the link in the description. The Pisces season astrology news is out on YouTube, and the Pisces season playlist Le Poisson is out on Apple Music, and the link is in the description. See you in Aries season. Bye.